Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Seattle Stitcher. My name is Megan. You can find me on Instagram as Megan_Babauta_ on Ravelry as Mama Made VM, on Goodreads as Megan Babauta, and you can send me an email at theseattlestitcher@gmail.com. As I say, you are all very welcome here. I think right off the bat, instead of jumping into my starts, I want to say cheers, because a few of you in my last video used my Buy Me a Coffee link, and thank you. I am so appreciative. Like I explained last time, I'm a big coffee drinker. I love coffee, and also it's just fun to have, like, oh, let me buy a fancy floss or something. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I don't want to say names because I don't want to like invade anyone's privacy, but thank you so much to you all. You guys are lovely, and that link will be below. All right, so guess who has a finish? It's me, Megan. So I think I'll just go ahead and insert a picture of where I was. So I made this my focus piece of January because if you guys watched any of my recent videos, you'll know that I decided to make like focus pieces for each month instead of making it like I have to get this finished, or making just really dead set plans is just not who I am, to be honest. So I did finish this project. It's for my sister Victoria. And I did completely FFO this one, so I'm super happy with that. This was a kit from Junebug and Darlin, and it was just super easy to stitch up. I was super close to a finish last time, and yeah, I love it. How cute is that? So the kit comes with this hoop and everything, so it does fit in this perfectly. But my sister is lost in paperbacks on pretty much all of her social media platforms, and yeah, she's just amazing. And she's really into art. She's a really, in my opinion, a very good artist as well. I'm gonna pop like some pictures, probably be here, of some of her art. It just is really moving to me because I know my sister, and I know the meaning behind her work, and I can feel it when I see her art. So anyways, enough bragging about Victoria. This piece I'm just super excited about. I think it is so cute. And I'm really happy with how my stitches ended up working out. It just looks fabulous. So I'm gonna send this off to her. I didn't fully finish it, so as you can see, I just kind of stuffed the Ada into the back, but it does actually come with the felt backing as well as the like inner lining. I think this is called batting. My apologies if it's not. I'm not a quilter, so I believe that's what this is called. And I also included the needle just in case my sister needed it for any reason. And how cute are these instructions? I believe these are poppies on here, and they're just adorable. The artwork for this entire kit was just amazing. So I'm gonna now send this off to her because I was saving it to show during one of my episodes. So that was a super fun one. And then my next finish, this is just a finish, not an FFO. This is a free pattern by the Primitive Hair. It was, I want to say it's a pretty old pattern, like maybe 2014 or something of that nature, but it was a freebie that was online, so I don't have a cover photo. I will link it below, and maybe if I can find one that someone hashtagged it, because I actually changed it quite a bit. So here's my finish of it. I stitched this on 40 count Newcastle linen in the colorway, what is this? Vintage Country Mocha. And I used the Floss Classic Colorworks Manor Red. I have another piece behind it because I'm actually gonna make this into a small pillow. And this is just some fabric that I got from Gigi's Quilting out here in Washington. It's like in this very small town called Yelm, Washington, up towards the mountains. So that's gonna be my backing fabric, and this is gonna be my front. And yeah, I'm just gonna make a tiny little pillow. I think I'll probably finish this if I have time later today. I have a cold right now, so I'm not planning on doing anything crazy today. But what I did is there was a heart around this, and I completely took that off, and I also moved the M quite a few stitches over so that it'd be closer together. And there was already a tiny little heart charted in the pattern, so I just moved it from up here down here after the mine. And I think I'm just gonna stick it over here. I have like a vintage teapot. This is some porcelain from, I think It's a French piece of porcelain. It was passed down to me from my parents, who inherited it from one of my uncles, who inherited it from his mother. It's kind of weird because he wasn't really my uncle. He was like a very, very close family friend, but I always called him Uncle Bob. And anyways, his family heritage was French, and his mother was a big collector of porcelain, and I particularly loved this set. So I do have almost the full set. One of the cups is missing its little handle, but I cherish it a lot because it reminds me of him, and he was just an awesome person. So I think I'm gonna put this like back here with it. I think that'll just be so cute. So I'm really excited about this. It's actually my first little pillow finish. Honestly, I don't know how many of these like tiny smalls I'll do. I think I realized stitching this that like I just love big projects. Like I love them. I'm gonna say it. I love them. Okay, I'm a big project-aholic. So that one is super fun. And then let me go ahead and move into my WIPS. So those are my two FFOs. I do have a knitting FFO, but I will talk about that when I get to my knitting. So my first WIP is in one of these little Amazon bags. You guys know, these are like the OGs. I love these, they're amazing. I've only had, out of all the ones I've used, and I used them for like almost all of last year, I only had one that the zipper broke off of. So I feel like, you know, they're great for the price. So this is a 36 count, I think this is called Duxbury, but can someone tell me if I'm saying that wrong? Is it Duxbury or is it Dukesbury, like a Duke? I don't know. And this is a style that was started by Julie, the Kansas City girl in a Colorado world. And it is the Beatrix Quaker Potter Quaker style. I'll put the hashtag on the screen. So I'm stitching this 1/2 on a 36 count from Fox and Rabbit there. And I'm using the colorway Fireside by Dinky Dyes. I'll pop up a picture of where I was last time, and here I am now. So I am very happy with this progress. I just think it looks so pretty. Like, oh, I love it. It looks so good. I have a really hard time putting this down, to be honest. Something about the monochromatic stitching is like completely stolen my heart. I just want to stitch everything monochromatic, and this pattern is beautiful. I'll have, of course, put a picture of the finished object on the screen. I purchased the printout on Stitchy Box's website. Gosh, it's just beautiful. I'm gonna get a little bit closer in the hopes that you guys can see. It just, the silks, it doesn't even do it justice how amazing they are. And the fabric is just lovely. It's a very subtle modeled fabric. And then over here, I do have some more drastic modeling. So I think over here, I'm actually gonna stitch like a little teapot design, because to me, this looks like coffee. Or the other thing I was thinking is like stitching maybe a little tiny Halloween design. But as we've established, I'm just not a tiny stitching gal. She loves them big. So yeah. Love this. I can't say enough good things about the Dinky Dyes as well. If it is something that is accessible to you and in your budget, do it. Do it. Go get those Dinky Dyes. And Hollis Hands Creates, Christine, she's an absolute angel of a human being, and her shop has Dinky Dyes. You guys know, I'm just obsessed with her shop, okay? She's wonderful. And I have had like a few comments as well talking about how amazing she is, because her shop is just, it's great, okay? And let me show you the flosses, because I have a couple of hanks of them here. So this is how I store the floss. I actually just twist it up into itself. So I'll just twist it, and I have it on an acrylic floss drop. You can see it's super clear, so it's actually hard to see, but I just twist it up together, like I let it twist on itself, and I'll loop the end through like that so that it's not too tangly. But I notice because they're silks, they tend to not tangle up too bad regardless. But here's a couple of hanks. As you can see, the colorway is stunning. Again, this is Fireside by Dinky Dyes. Could not be happier with that. And with this one, I'm using a Bowen needle, and I'm really enjoying the needle. It's working great for the project. This is a 36 count, and I'm using I think actually a 26 needle. I know that a 30 or a 28 would probably be ideal, but it's working fabulously, so I'm really enjoying that. So that is my first project. Let me go ahead and stuff it back into this bag. I should probably make a project bag for this one because like, look at how stuffed that huge piece of fabric is, but that's for another day. So my next project is also a sal. This is a sal with Kelsey Lee and things, and this is from the 2022 Autumn Cross Stitching Magazine. You can purchase this magazine on Etsy as a PDF. Not only does it have like this super cute, amazing Ode to Autumn pattern, which I'll have up on the screen here, but I'll take some other pictures of some of the cute stitches that are in there because there's some that I really, really love and I am definitely gonna stitch as well. So highly recommend. I think it was like $4 for my my PDF, USD, so can't complain. I'll get a couple of stitches out of that and that'll be wonderful. So this is on a me dyed fabric. I dyed this up with RIT dyes and here is my progress. So how cute is that? I mean, come on. Don't mind the little splotches there. I think that's just from me having this so tight in the Q-snap, but I really love my fabric. I'm very proud of myself. This is my very first dye job, like my very first attempt at dyeing fabrics. And this is a 14 count Aida that I got at like Joann's or Michael's or something. I know I purposely picked one that was 100% cotton. So really, really love this. And this I do have kitted up with all the DMCs. There are, as I mentioned in my last episode, there are a couple of the DMCs that are really close to my fabric. So I did go ahead and I finished putting these on the floss drops and everything, but I decided to sort out the blues and like cool tones on one side and the warm tones on the other. And I think what I'm gonna do is when I get down to those blue houses, I'm probably gonna swap them for some of these peachy pinks and potentially do some of these lighter blues because I also pulled some lighter shades of teal, like turquoise, light baby blue. So I'm gonna see how that works out. I do have all the called fors. The only one that I did make a mistake on pulling is 3823 was actually supposed to be 3822, and I think it was just in the wrong bin, and so I grabbed it, but I'm just gonna use it because I actually like the color. It's a very soft, like butter yellow, I guess. So really enjoying that. And I have it in my, there we go. I have it in my bad word bag. You guys know I always cover the bad word. So if it does end up on the screen somewhere, I'll have put a little censored note over it. But I got this bag off of Amazon for anyone who's curious. I just thought it was really funny and I like it. I know it's not everyone's style. So moving on from there, the next project I pulled out, oh my goodness, I just realized this is another sal. So this is actually a sal that I started with Cam the Stitcher. Cameron's absolutely amazing. She is just a sweet baby angel and I love her. And we both decided to do the Kathy Barrick White Winter Moth, and we've hashtagged this Winter Moth sal. Here is the pattern. I went ahead and kitted up the DMCs just because I don't have like a stash of NPIs, so it didn't really make sense to me to buy like a few NPIs to only use them for one project. I figured I'll just do the DMCs, and I really like the DMC colors. So I am stitching this 2/2 on a 36 count Be Stitch Me in the colorway Honey. And I'll put a picture of where I was last. I think this is the right direction. And this is where I got to this time. So not a ton more stitching, but I'm happy overall, honestly, to get any progress. I ended up having like last week off, and then my daughter got sick this weekend, and now I have her cold. So although I've had the time home, I don't feel like I got a crazy amount done. But yeah, that one was fun. And I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, I love the DMCs. I'm a big DMC girl though. Like I really like their threads. I can't complain. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the dinky dyes are absolutely my favorite, but I do really love DMCs. The next one I pulled out, this is one, it's again in an Amazon bag, but this is one that I'm debating restarting. So this is Matter's Choice by Carriage House Sampling, and I'm stitching this on a 36 count copper kettle, which is just a linen from my LNS that is like the No brand. And I am using NPIs for this project, but I only needed to buy two like little things of it, so it wasn't a huge investment. And again, with my silks, I just twist them up on themselves like that and loop through. But I really like the NPIs. They're very comparable to me, in my opinion, to the Dinky dyes. I would say that these are slightly like, I don't know, it almost feels like microfibery. It's the strangest thing, whereas the Dinky dyes feels silky. So I really enjoy this project, and here is where I got. So not very far. I only pulled this out for one night of stitching. But I think that the thing is, it's a very primitive piece, so it shouldn't bother me that my stitches look so sparse, but it does. For some reason, I guess I kind of wish that the stitches looked a little bit more full. So my option is to swap this over to like a 40 count, or I have like a Picture This Plus Lugana in the colorway Gingerbread, and it's very similar to this Copper Kettle, but almost more like blushy pink undertones. And I was thinking about restarting it on that, but honestly, the way that the blue pops on this fabric, it just makes you want to finish it. But I'm kind of getting to that point in my stitching journey where I'm like, if you're not enjoying this, Megan, you're not gonna stitch on it, because I have so many other options. You know, like if you have 10 other projects that you would rather stitch on, are you gonna stitch on the one that you don't enjoy? So I don't know. I think I'm just gonna continue on and push through, because the pattern's really not that big, and I do think it looks really good. Like this, it looks fine. It's just that you can see the Copper Kettle through the blue stitches. And that wasn't ideally what I was going for looks wise. So this one's fun. Just again, one of those ones that I'm like, looking back, wish I would have gone with a 40 count, but it'll be really pretty when it's finished. And I apologize again for all the snuffles. Like, I'm just sick as a dog. So my next and last WIP is in this bag here. This is a bag that Alexis made for me, and it is Alexis_my_amazing_world is her YouTube channel. She's amazing. Her and her wife are lovely. And this is my Come to the Garden by Teresa Kogut. So funny, the New Hampshire stitcher. I'm sure many of you have already checked her out, but I've been watching her channel as well, and I actually chatted with her a little bit before she had posted her first video, but she had seen me posting about this on Instagram and snagged it up herself, so I cannot wait to see what fabric she picks. She has really good taste in fabrics, so can't wait to see that. But I am stitching mine on a 36 count fawn by Picture This Plus, and here is where I got. So I did get a decent amount done on this one. I was messing up so much. I finally just called it quits and put this project away. So I did all of the strawberries, and I did all of the foliage. I think there's a little bit more over here, but that's it. And then I decided to just quit with the strawberries because I kept making mistakes, and I went down here to start on this this little cherub or angel or whatever they're supposed to be there. So yeah, I really love this project. I just kept making mistakes like over and over and over again and put it away. But I love this fabric as well. Probably one of my favorite neutrals because it's the perfect tone. It's lovely. So yeah, I really enjoy this, and it's been a fun project. I think that my thing that is troubling with this pattern is the way that it's divided up into the segments makes it to where this berry basket, which is where I'm at, is like separated onto 4 different pages. And many of you guys are probably aware of how there'll be like overlap from page to page, but also this is spiral bound, so I can't like tape them together and look at it. So I'm having to like flip from this page to that page. So all of those pages have bits of the pattern on it. And for me, I just really want to get that one motif done because it's a rather large one, and I just wasn't able to do it. I just kept making mistakes. So I'm really enjoying this. I am using all the called for flosses, which is just a huge mix mash of like WIPS, Gentle Arts, and DMCs. A little bit of everything. I think there might even be, yeah, there's some classic colorworks in there as well. So really pretty. It's just been a struggle. So that one's gonna get put away. So that was my last WIP. And before I move on to knitting stuff or acquisitions, I want to talk about my plans for the month of February, because as you guys know, I decided that I wanted to do a focus piece for every month. And this month, my focus piece is going to be kind of a shocker to myself. I woke up this morning and just had the weirdest itch to pull it out and stitch on it. So my focus piece is going to be Lady and the Unicorn. And this is a large project that I started last year during Pride Month, and I just really love this piece. I just think it's beautiful, and there's something just, I don't know, I can't wait to have it up on my wall. I haven't decided if I'm gonna make the finish into a tapestry or whatever it may be, like a wall hanging sort of deal. My LNS, Denise, the owner, she has stitched this project, and I just, every time I go in there, I just drool over it. So it is a Thea Gouvenier kit. I've mentioned before about the Thea Gouvenier kits. It's all DMCs in it. It was like $120 something USD for my version of it, but I believe you can purchase it on Amazon, and I think the Amazon one might even be more affordable. So I'll link that below. But that's gonna be my February focus. And I think that's all for plans, honestly. Besides making that little pillow, because I do want to FFO that, so I'll show you guys that next week if I end up getting it done. I'm just going to go ahead and move on to knitting, and then I'll talk about acquisitions. So knitting, my FFO for knitting is what I'm wearing. So this is my classic sweater. I'll stand up. So you guys know I just really wanted something oversized and something super comfy, and this was totally it. So the neckline is huge. Like, well, not huge, but long. So you can fold it inside, outside. I just kind of have been folding it inwards, but yeah, I really, really love it. It's so pretty. I knit this with the fiber company Lore. And I really, really enjoy it. It's so soft. I'm trying to see if there's a color on this, but I'm not sure if there is. I think this is just the natural. Here we go. Logical. The shade name is Logical. So I have this and a little ball left. I bought 6 hanks thinking that I was actually going to knit a cable sweater with this yarn, but I kind of put that aside. I like cables, but I tend to just knit cabled hats when I do go for a cabled item or object. So I might knit a cabled hat with this because it would make really nice cables being a 2-ply, but it's just pretty soft. It's comfortable to me. I am wearing like a camisole underneath it, but I could definitely wear this next to skin. It has a slight halo now. I made the sleeves just straight, like I didn't decrease at all. I made them a straight sleeve. So I think this is called a bell sleeve, and I love it. I also made them very long because I wanted it to be where I could cuff it. And just with the nature of the fiber, it not being the softest, silkiest, smoothest fiber, I knew that this cuff would probably kind of adhere itself to the back piece. And sure enough, it does. So I can totally wear it cuffed and not have any problems. So I can go like this. And even if I did have problems, I could totally just tack it down and wear it that way for the day. So yeah, I'm in love. I love it. It's exactly what I wanted. I'll put some pictures up as well, just while I'm chatting through. So that was my FFO for knitting. And I do have one knitting plan, and it's actually a half finished object. So let me just put it on real fast. Get all the fiber off of my wedding ring. So here is my half finished object. These are some colorwork mitts. I actually started this project because like a year, 2 years ago when I was working, a coworker of mine really liked this pattern and wanted some fingerless mitts, but I no longer work there. And so I just never finished knitting these. I completely finished this one, and now I'm kind of thinking that I might finish the other. I might cast it on and just try to get it done this year. So my knitting goals would be to cast on the second one of this and actually get it finished so I can have a little pair. So next I'm going to move into acquisitions. Okay, so acquisitions would be, first off, my Fiber of the Month came in. My Fiber of the Month club is the 36 count linen from Bestitch Me. This is the piece that I got. It really reminds me of like Fawn or Wren by Picture This Plus. So I do really love this. It's called Hot Cocoa. With these, so I've been getting the Neutrals Club, and I think I might cancel it, and I don't know if I'm going to swap to like a different dyer or if I'm going to swap to the colors. I haven't decided because I have enough neutrals now, like in my stash, I feel like, because I think I joined this like kind of closer to the end of the year last year, but I have quite a few pieces now. And I'm also finding that because I love big projects, the 36 count in this cut, which is 18 by 27, it just happens to not be large enough to fit a lot of the pieces that I want to stitch. So I think that I would rather save the, I think it's like close, it's like 30 something bucks. I think I would rather save the 30 bucks and, you know, end up ordering a larger cut of linen online from another shop or even from her, just a larger cut. So yeah, I think that might be something I do this year. I'll probably join the club again if I end up gathering enough larger pieces of linens, but that's definitely something I need, is like larger cuts of linen. My next acquisition is not really an acquisition, it's actually something I made. I was, like I said, I was off last week and I decided to make some little thread drops. So I had this really thick cardstock for making these tags, and I totally had forgotten about it. I had bought it like Christmas years ago to make tags for my presents, and I had some paper from my junk journaling that just had like these fancy ladies on it. And I just went ahead and made like really thick, like these are thick floss drops by taking just basic Elmer's glue and pasting the paper onto the cardstock, and then I actually stuck it underneath that big stack of books, so it was super flat. And then 2 days later I used a hole punch that is the shape of the card, and then I used a small hole punch at the top here and a larger one at the bottom. So I just have like these, I don't know, fancy lady thread drops. So that was really fun. The next thing that I purchased, you guys know I love the shop Hollis Hands Creates, and I ordered from her, I think I showed you guys this, the flannel flower. This is a 40 count flannel flower, and this is what I'm talking about. I can fit a much larger project on a 40 count slice of this this same size. So I could just swap over to her 40 count club, the Bestitch Me one, I mean, but I purchased this from her shop. In case I didn't show it, I'll show it again. But the next things I purchased were these dinky dies. As I've been talking about for like the past month now, I'm obsessed with dinky dies. And I saw this color and I was talking to Bridget, the museum stitcher, and she helped me pick this shade out to stitch this pattern. I'll put a picture because this is like really glary, but this is Flowers Feed the Soul, and I think this was a Happy Mood Point pattern. I believe so. I found it on Etsy though, and it's a rather large pattern, but I could never decide the fabric or the floss. Like it was just, I just couldn't decide. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Dinky Dye's Mystic Pools with Fox and Rabbit flannel flower. I just think this is so pretty. These, oops, I dropped one, but these flosses are just fabulous. I can't say enough good things. They're just, oh, they're so pretty. Look at that. Oh, amazing. Pick that up. And the next one, I kitted up. This one, I need help with. So, Long Dog Samplers Pandemic, I started this quite some time ago. And I think we've all seen this pattern, but here's the pattern. I really love this pattern. I want it stitched, I want it on my wall, but it's one of those ones that I can't decide what color I want. I do have an Aversois like hank of silk that I've been debating using for this one, but again, I just couldn't decide. So I went ahead and picked up these flosses. These are Dinky Dyes in the colorway Twilight. Again, shout out to Bridget, the museum stitcher. She totally helped me pick this out as well. I had already been eyeballing it, but after she was like, Twilight is really pretty, I was like, say no more. And I'm kind of thinking about using Heartland from Picture This Plus. So there you can see this, it's not super yellow. It's so hard to photograph because it does come across as yellow in a lot of portions, but it really is more cream toned, much like my sweater. I'm thinking though, I think the fabric would look better with a deeper shade of blue. And I honestly think that the dinky dyes would benefit from a lighter shade, much like the flannel flower. So I could always stitch this together and use that for the floral piece. I'm just like, I'm so stuck. You can see how yellow it looks compared to flannel flower, but then when you pull it away, you can tell it's really not very in your face yellow. It's just a nice soft parchment color, kind of like aged paper. But yeah, I'm obsessed with this color. I mean, those are amazing. So I'm really liking this. I just haven't decided if this is what I'm going to go for, but let me know. What do you guys think? And Christine from Hollis Hands Crates, she watches my channel, and I watch hers as well because I love her. And she actually sent me a couple of needles, and these are Pat Carson needles. I literally could cry, like, oh my goodness, how generous. So she sent me over a 28 and a 26 because she knows that I'm trying out new needles this year. And I'm aware that Pat Carson's they're not available any longer. So literally so nice of her. I haven't even used them yet because I'm like terrified of losing them. But she just threw those in with my order. So love her. Thank you so much, Christine. You're fabulous. My next and my last acquisition is actually probably the worst experience I've ever had ordering from an Etsy dyer. This is Mountain Air hand-dyed fabrics, and the owner's name is Gary. I ordered this to stitch my Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, and I do really love the fabric. It's beautiful, and it will work really well for my Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. So I'm glad to have it. It's a very pretty piece. I did a 40 count, so it's quite large. My problem is that the owner of this shop was just very dishonest with me, and I did not like his attitude when I asked any questions inquiring about my order. I ordered this actually December 21st, and I just got it today, which it is like February 2nd or 3rd today. So yeah, I will never shop from them again, essentially. I hate to say that because it's like, you know, it's not very nice, but that's the truth of it. I'll use the fabric, but I'm done with shopping from them. So next I'm gonna move on to books. So if all you did was stick through to see the acquisitions that have to do with cross stitching, then kisses to you. Thank you so much. And I will catch you in the next 2 weeks. See you then. But for those of you that stick around for the books, I did finish off, let's see, what books did I finish this week? I finished 2 audiobooks, so I'll put the pictures here. We started watching The Discovery of Witches, but I had like a ton of Audible credits because I forgot that I had Audible. I know that's terrible, but like I have the membership where you get like a free credit every month or something, and I just never used them, so I had a ton of credits. So I bought the entire series for The Discovery of Witches, and I've listened to the first and second book. The first book I really liked, Discovery of Witches. I thought it was really good, and I really liked the TV show as well. My husband loves the TV show. We like love anything fantasy or witches and stuff like that when it comes to TV. I'm not a big like TV person either, so I feel like that's really saying something. I loved the show. I think the lady who plays the role of the main character is perfect. Totally like Diana, it suits her. So I enjoyed that. And the second audiobook, I only have like 1 or 2 chapters left. I'm not as obsessed with the second audiobook, to be honest. I kind of like the second season of the TV show a little bit better, but to each their own. I did finish the Addie LaRoe book, and I did do a giveaway, so I'll insert a video here of whoever won the giveaway for the Invisible Life of Addie LaRoe, just because it has to do with books, so I'll insert it here. So congratulations to whoever that was. But my other book that I started was this one, Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. I really, really loved the Court of Thorns and Roses series. I actually think that I'm going to do a reread of those because I enjoyed it so much. This is quite a thickums, so I don't know how long it's going to take me to read. I've just barely started it. I think you can see my little bookmark. I just barely started it because I haven't really been feeling like picking up physical copies of books. I've been really enjoying doing Audible lately, and I'm trying to burn through those credits because I did cancel my Audible. I'll probably have some more books to talk about next week, but those are the books that I've read this week and the books that I've started, and that is everything to do with cross stitching. I'm gonna move on to my last portion here, which just has to do with, I guess, thank yous, because for some reason, like the past couple weeks, a lot of people have put me in as a tag for their channel. Thank you. Thank you so much. I watch all of your guys' videos. Literally, like if you ever have tagged me in a video, I have watched it. So thank you to Hollistan's Crates. Thank you to the Sable Stitchers. I have been really loving their channel. I've been binge watching like old episodes. I can't get enough of them. They're just so funny. The last episode, like she had asked a joke and it had to do with chickens. And it was hilarious. It was hilarious. Microbiologist Makes, which was a new to me channel. I believe her name is Hannah. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Also, please correct me if I use the wrong pronouns. Anyways, Bluebird Paper and Crafts. I think that was the other channel. No, Bluebird Paper and Thread. Bluebird Paper and Thread. I really liked her finishes. She had a bunch of cute little pillows, I believe, and that was a fun one to watch. I like her style of stitching and the projects that she picked up. Cozy Cabin Stitching was another one that was new to me. And yeah, definitely go check them out. I really enjoyed them. So, besides the huge, you know, my bestie, Bridget, and like, you know, Cam the Stitcher and Marjorie Maid, like those are all people that I watch religiously. Like the second you put out a video, I'm watching it. You guys, thanks for bearing through if you've made it this far with my stuffy nose. And I hope you guys have a wonderful next couple of weeks, and cheers. The people want to know how you're doing. I don't know. He's a little crazy. Would you like up here? No. He's a good cat. He's just crazy, like all the time. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome back. Binks. My boy, why did you do me dirty like that?